Hi there, my name is Brenda Rudolph and I'm going to be your coding teacher for this semester. A lot of times I get questions about what is medical coding, so I thought I'd spend a little bit of time to talk about exactly what medical coding is. Medical coding is similar to storytelling. The medical coder is going to obtain the record and they're going to repaint that record using numbers, and we call them codes. Coding material is used by a lot of people. Insurance companies use it for reimbursement. Physicians use it to bill insurance companies and patients. Healthcare providers also use it to bill, but they can use that for research for improvement. Government agencies also use it for improvement and Medicare and Medicaid. And basically anyone who uses medical data is going to use medical coding. The ultimate responsibility of the coded record is on the physician. The physician is responsible for making sure that the coding is correct, that the claim is submitted, and that there are very few errors, or actually no errors, in the coded data. Very few doctors are trained as coders, which is where we come in. We are now trained coders. Originally, medical coding was performed by doctors, but the job became so complex with the rules and the regulations that they realized that this profession requires specialized staff. And this is where our programs come in. Staff with an extensive knowledge base and who are committed to continuous learning in order to stay abreast of the ever-evolving policies is our responsibility. That our staff needs knowledge of medical terms, knowledge of anatomy and physiology, knowledge of disease process, attention to detail, and the ability to simply retell the story. Coding accuracy is a linchpin for both regulatory compliance and the financial health of all types of healthcare providers. ICD coding uses 3 code sets. We have ICD-10, however, ICD-10 has not come into play yet. It is supposed to come in probably next October. There is still using ICD-9 and CPT codes and HCPCS. ICD-9 has approximately 18,000 codes. CPT has about 9,000 codes, and HCPCS has 5,000 codes. ICD-10 has approximately 141,000 codes. So that kind of tells you the difference between ICD-9 and ICD-10. ICD-10 is incredibly detailed. Coders must solve the puzzle that is medical coding. They definitely need to understand the 3 coding sets, documentation issues, place of service codes, provider types, and regulations and guidelines. And these are things that we will be covering in this class. So what do you need to be successful at coding? You need to know medical terminology. If you don't know the medical word, it's going to be very difficult to look it up in the code book. Anatomy and physiology is infinitely important in the ICD-10 code set. You need to know not only the term, but you need to know the piece or the place in the body where this is where this procedure is happening. Otherwise, you're going to get to the wrong code. You need to know the disease processes. Is this stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, or stage 4 cancer? And you'll need to know to tell the difference. You need to know the documentation requirements, and if you don't have that information in front of you, you're going to have to learn to go get it. You need the coding classifications and the reimbursement systems. Again, all information that we're going to cover in this class. In addition, coders need to be able to work independently for large periods of time. They are expected to have a high production rate and need to be able to focus. Coders need good interpersonal skills that are necessary to approach a physician if needed for clarification or for more documentation. Coders are expected to be able to focus and concentrate on details for extended periods of time. Coders will sometimes make independent judgments, and they will need a high critical reading and critical thinking skills. What makes coding difficult? A few things. Physician documentation significantly affects the coder's ability to do the job well. Common complaints include incomplete documentation, illegible handwriting. We all know how physicians can write sometimes, and it's very difficult to read, and conflicting or vague documentation. The electronic health record is solving some of these issues and creating some others. The task of providing quality coding in a timely manner is a constant balancing act for coders. Productivity and quality are constantly being challenged by the cash flow need of the organization. While often positive, technology has some negative aspects for coders. Problems include interfacing with billing programs, voice recognition transcription programs, and IT specialists who are not coders. Because it is driven by medicine, which is both an art and a science, certain vagueness will exist in the system, and we're going to find this a bit. In fact, this fact increases the knowledge a coder needs to logically apply coding rules and regulations. Coding is a very fun, yet very challenging profession, and I hope that you really enjoy this experience.